Dan Hague, bookmaker of the Midlands, I would say racing and betting ring veteran and expert. Is Smiths of Wapping good enough for you? Are you happy with it?
Superb, then, yeah.
Good stuff.
Excellent seafood.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you've got a fantastic orange tie on there. It's my lucky colour. That is a suit. That is a proper bookie's suit. Where did you get the suit from, by the way?
I did actually treat myself. It's a bespokely made jacket.
Oh, right, okay.
It was a treat to myself. I don't treat myself very often. I thought, what the hell? So here we are.
There we go. Okay, now, you're a deep person, a deep thinker. Can we learn from you? Are you ready from your top 10?
Not really, but I'll give it a go.
Okay. You are an intense and pensive man, but what are you thinking about, or what how do you think?
I think quite negatively, one would say. Quite pensive, quite stoic. But from that negativity, I try and draw the positives. What's the next move? How can we move forward? How can we get a few quid? That's the name of the game. That's what we're into.
You've always been your own man, but what type of person inspires you?
Someone that's honest, straightforward, reliable, and someone that'll do a day's graft.
So, essentially, a bit like Charles Dickens, your heroes are normal people.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But if you've got the honesty bit, if you've got the reliability bit, you know,
Who are you to then judge them?
you'll do for me.
Yeah. What's your favourite song and what meaning does it come with?
Favourite song? It's a piece of music. It's A Lark Ascending by Ray Vaughan Williams. It's a beautiful piece, 16 minutes long. A violin piece. Basically, it's about a lark rising and gracing the skies with its beauty, its sound, and it's a song I want playing at my funeral. So there we go.
What makes you a good bookmaker, and where are you weak and where are you strong as a bookmaker?
You're saying I'm a good bookmaker.
You are a good bookmaker because you stood the test of time.
Well,
and you went it alone, a very young man. You had a betting shop, you then bet on the rails when you opted on, and you then bought pictures. You've been a very successful bookmaker, so I do ask you take the compliment.
Okay. What makes me a good bookmaker? I'm still learning. You have to put the work in. The way I operate, I bet to an opinion. So, for instance, I was at Fakenham yesterday, probably 42 runners, something like that, and I did 6 hours work for that card. Ultimately, I had a very good day because I got it right with respect to the horses. I wanted the biggest losers rather than just trying to green up or play the betting office system whereby you just soak in anything and everything.
But how do you then look after a client if you bet to an opinion?
How do I look after a client?
How do you trade a client though if they have a big bet on one that you like?
Well, you have to take the rough with the smooth, and because the client's a client, by the very fact they're betting with me.
So you put them top of the book. So you bet on the race, but the client's separate.
No, I'll move the money on.
Oh right, okay. You will move
Yeah,
it right.
if it's a horse I particularly fancy, or I'm laying 6-4 and I think it should be evens, or I'm laying 16s when really it's a 10 poke, I'm going to move that money around the ring.
And where are you weak as a bookmaker?
Where am I weak as a bookmaker? Sometimes, essentially, my books will be where I've got 1 or 2 winners and everything else is a loser. Essentially, I've had a bet when really I should and generally do keep that separate.
But you have entered the race wanting to have that position, so that's not really a weakness.
No, it's not, but
You've ended up with what you wanted.
when it goes wrong, I know you can't have it always, but you stand back and you think, shouldn't I just have had a 5,000 to 1 that horse or what have you?
But where you're so deep and you're intense and you're highly intelligent, do you not persecute yourself when you're betting to an opinion and it doesn't work?
No.
Don't you just doesn't it ruin you?
It doesn't, but insofar as I've stood the test of time,
Yeah.
and I know ultimately because of the work I put in and the understanding I have of the game and the fact I'm prepared to adapt to ever-changing circumstances, I think I will win.
I think you're also, it's also a sign of stoicism and strength, because I would find betting to an opinion quite sadomasochistic. It's almost like you know that pain and blame is going to head your way, because you're choosing what to be with and not with.
Quite right, but people at the races, other bookmakers will think I'm a funny sod or what have you, or ignorant or rude, and I speak to very few people, and the reason I speak to very few people is generally bookmakers will try and help each other. I don't want to know that, trainer X has backed this horse or jockey Y has backed this horse. It's all down to me. It's my opinion, and I've made the opinion before I get there. I might change my opinion slightly when I've seen the horses in the flesh, but ultimately I don't want to listen to tittle-tattle or hearsay. I'm paddling my own canoe and I'll live and die by my opinion.
I'm packing my own canoe and I'll live and die by my opinion. What a quote. Let me say this. I think I probably interviewed about 100 people. You're certainly the strongest character of any I've ever interviewed. What are you scared of, though?
What am I scared of?
Oh, here's a hard man. He can't even think of it.
Nothing. This will make you laugh. I don't see the point, and I don't like horror films.
But you're not scared of them?
Am I scared of them? I'd rather not watch them, to be honest. But in life, being scared, it's a weakness, isn't it?
You are a very, very... You're here we go. We've got some granite on the show today. Have you ever had a mentor or a hero? And if so, what do you carry from them to this day?
I think my hero is posthumously is probably my father. My father led a very hard life. He was a chronically sick man through most of his life, and when he was dying, he laid in the bath. I had to help him in and out of the bath, and he cried, and he'd never cried, and he said, "Boy," he said, "I've got nothing to leave you." And I looked at the old boy and I said, "Dad, you've left me everything." And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "You've taught me good manners, and good manners to me is everything, and treating people right is everything." And that's what he left me, and to me that's more than anything tangible.
Well, do you know something? We're all contradictions, but you're so hard, you're a bit dry, you're very cynical, but you've got deep empathy and compassion. What's your favourite book or film, and what lesson did you take from it?
My favourite film would be Dr. Zhivago. Right, it's a long film, David Lean film, an epic film. I believe it won a number of Oscars, but it's about a life of attrition with a love story running through it, and I'm fortunate enough to have a lovely wife who I've been with now for 40 odd years, and while she's a pain in the butt sometimes, I'm still very, very happy with her.
If you weren't a bookmaker, I think you would have been one of those sort of snooker players when it was like best of 41, or a chess player who took like 8 hours to do a move. Like you're just like, you've got to win eventually.
Yeah. I mean, when I do my work, I'm very thorough, and I sometimes think, did I really need to spend that much time on a 42 runner card at Fakenham?
But you did for yourself.
But if I don't go, it's like walking on the beach naked. I couldn't do it.
I feel that you're somebody who doesn't really need people, but what is your favourite quality in a friend?
Honesty, reliability, and someone I can call at 3 in the morning and say, can you pick me up? I'm at the side of the A1 with a broken down car. And I could probably ring 2 or 3 people that would come to my rescue.
Where is your place?
My
Where
place.
are you at ease? Where are you?
Contradicting this interview, but I'm your guest and I'm pleased to do it. I like to be anonymous, under the radar, not recognised, although I've been going for that long, people do know me and recognise me. I want to sneak under, I want to be a quiet achiever.
Right, okay. And what does the word retirement mean to you? Especially also a man like yourself who is so on it, you're so ready.
To be honest, I've been thinking about retirement. I've sold a few pitches. If anyone had come along and said, I'll buy your whole portfolio, 2 years ago I would have sold it. But my decorator, my painter and decorator, he came and he said to me, we were chatting along, having a cup of tea together whilst he was having a break, and he said, what hobbies do you have, Dan? And I was like a rabbit in headlights. So I said, hobbies? He said, I go clay pigeon shooting, I go ballroom dancing. And I looked at him and I said, work. And my wife shook her head, looked at the painter and decorator, Chris, and she said, isn't it sad? He's serious. Work is his hobby. And work's my life. And to be honest, I won't retire. The job will retire me, I think.
Dan Hague, you're as hard as nails, you're compassionate, you're deep, you're self-aware, you're aware of others, you're cynical and you're kind. Thank you very much for your interview, and you're immaculate, and thank you for the story about your father. You've taught us how to be.
You're welcome.